What is up, guys? Welcome back. So today we are jumping into our next painting video for Monster Fight Club's Borderlands Mr. Torgue's Arena of Badassery board game that we got about 2 months ago. I think it's like been 2 months at this point. It might be still like a month and a half. But today we are jumping into painting the Tink enemies. So today we're going to cover one model. It is I think it's the Psycho Tink, and basically it's a Psycho Midget. But in Borderlands 3 they did rename these guys as Psycho Tinks, or Tinks, so that's what they are named in the board game. So we do have this singular Psycho Tink. We also have another one that's single, and then we have 4 that are the same model that we will paint up, change the hair color here and there. We're going to do that before we, these Tinks, we're going to finish the Tinks before we get going on to the Goliath enemies, and the Skags, because I did get Skags at the gate, so we do have a good amount of Skags to paint, but still not a lot of videos left in this series. That doesn't mean we're not painting anymore. We are going to be painting a lot of miniatures now. Since this kind of started it off, I painted all of these models for Bunkers and Badasses because I'm not really going to play Mr. Torgue's Arena of Badassery. I wanted the models for my Bunkers and Badasses, and alongside these models I also buy a lot of other models and 3D printed models and stuff like that for my Bunkers and Badasses. So I think it's just going to be appropriate for me to make more painting videos when it comes to any of the models. So I think it would be cool to just continue the painting series, or my Bunkers and Badasses series, with more painting videos with unique models. But with that being said and done, let's go ahead and start painting up the Tink. Okay, so on my channel, if there is models that have skin tone, I like to start with the skin tone first. It's easier for me to work my way colors from the inside of the outfits out. So we're going to start with skin tone because this Tink does have a fair bit of skin tone. Also, he has some points of his body that, instead of stitches holding together, it's like metal pieces. So it's pretty wild the way it looks. So we're going to start off with some skin tones, and with our base coat of skin tones, we like to use a brown rose. That is what we like to use as our base. We will later on build that up, but for now, let's go ahead with the brown rose and get it onto the model. So we are now going to move on to a cadmium red. It's like a perfect orange. We used it on our Psycho Bandits. We're going to use it on his pants and a piece of his shoulder pad. His mask will also get it, but we're going to wait till later to use that. It'll be on the palette for when we need it later. But let's go ahead and get the cadmium red on the pants and the shoulder pad area, leaving the 2 little things up here alone. They are supposed to be like bright lights, like they're going to be like really bright. That's how the Tinks look in the photo that I referenced. So yep, let's go ahead and get this color on, and we can move on to the next color. From the cadmium red, we are now going to move on to our leather browns. Our leather browns are going to be in the boot area, the belt area, also the straps behind the knee pad area on the left side or the right leg, and then the straps behind his mask, and we're going to do his gloves because this Tink is wearing gloves. We're going to make them leather gloves, and then we can move on to the next color. So we're going to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone in this step. We are going to hit all of the metallic areas with a basalt gray first. That will get a dry brushing of a metallic later on. And we are going to use a warm gray for the belt buckle, knee pad, minor things like that. And yeah, then we can move on to our final colors, which will be white and that orange that I was talking about earlier. Okay, so now you want to put an off-white on the mask. You want to do the vault symbol with a orange or cadmium red. And then you want to do a dry brush of a metallic. Could be silver, gunmetal, natural steel. Could be anything like that. And you want to do that on all of the metallic parts. So like the weapons and the chains, stuff like that. We're also going to do little dots and stuff here with the white, with the areas that will light up, like his shoulder pieces there and his eyes. You want to make sure that when you do use our speed paints, when we start our glazing phase, that they are bright in them areas. And then we should be able to start doing our glazing, and he'll almost be done. Okay, so we have the metallics dry brushed on there. We have the mask painted up, the vault symbol painted up. The spots that are getting ready, like the eyes and the arm, ready for some highlight popped areas. We also added a rust effect to the buzz axe. I've been doing this with the psychos, and I really like the way the effect looks once you add your shades or your glazes or however you want to do it. So what we're going to do now is we are going to move on to our glazing phase. And what we like to do is we like to use speed paints kind of as a wash, but more in a glaze. They are very thin to the point where it could be a wash, but if you don't water it down as much, you kind of can glaze them on. You can also add water to them and make them into washes, which will work really well as well. So, but we're going to do how we usually do it. We are going to use a Graveler Gray on everything that's not skin or leather. Leather will get a leather brown glaze, and we're just going to leave the skin the way it is because we're going to build up from there with the skin tones. And we are going to use a yellow to highlight the little power things that are on his shoulder pad, like in the picture that was referenced online, and his eyes. These Tinks have yellow eyes. They do not have blue eyes, red eyes. They have yellow eyes. So you can, of course, paint these however you want. If you want pink eyes, you can do pink eyes. You could do purple, whatever color you think suits you and what makes you happy. But we're going to go for how they look in the game, and we are going to do yellow. So let's go ahead and start our glazes. Once our glazes are on, we're going to need to let that sit and dry. While that's drying, we are going to hit the base up with a Rhinox hide, and hopefully by the time that we get done that, this will be dry enough to start our highlights. With the highlights, you want to go back, besides the skin, you want to go back with the same colors you've been using and highlight that onto the model, because once you use your glazes or washes or whatever, it will darken that area down. So the same color will then be lighter at that point. So we're going to do that. Skin, we're going to build the skin up with a beige red, and then we're going to mix a beige red with a pale sand to get an even lighter tone, to get some really bright highlights on the skin. So hopefully we can get a really cool Tink model out of this. And here is the Psycho Tink, fully painted and ready to hit the tabletop. I cannot wait to add some loot Tinks and just a group of Tinks in general to throw at my Vault Hunters in Bunkers and Badasses. If today's video helped you out in any sort of way with painting up your very own Tink for either Monster Fight Clubs, Borderlands, Mr. Torgue's Arena, Badassery, or for your Bunkers and Badasses like me, be sure to leave this video a huge like. Also, if you know anybody that needs help painting or is in that state of mind where they have miniatures and they have board games and they have miniatures that want, or not want, but need to get some paint on there, they might be in like this state of mind where they might think they might not be able to do it. And that is a hurdle that most of us face, especially when painting our first miniature. So if you know anybody that needs help with those type of, like just help in general with starting out with painting, be sure to share these videos with them. These techniques and the ways that I paint are techniques I don't just use with Monster Fight Club's Borderlands, but with every miniature that I paint for Bunkers of Badasses. And that ranges from Warhammer miniatures, 3D printed miniatures, any miniature. You can use all these techniques and build yourself up from there. And of course, you don't have to paint these models like the way they look in the games either. You can paint them however you want. That's the best part about painting and getting into this hobby. You can get models, paint them different, so that when you do go see your friends and you play games with them, you might have the same models, but you're not going to have the same color scheme. That's what's really cool about this hobby. Also, I do want to let you guys know now that I don't know how many of these painting videos I am going to be able to do this week, at least for Monster Fight Club's Borderlands. I wanted to get all of these done by now, but I am working on a Christmas special that will be up, I believe, Saturday. I think Saturday is the day before Christmas Eve. So Saturday, we are dropping our Christmas special, and that is going to take a couple days to film. So just bear with me. It is a painting video, but it's a very cool painting video. I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to share that video with you guys. And I'm gonna, it's all Christmas themed, so I'm really, really excited about this Christmas video that we're dropping. Also, we did announce that we are doing a giveaway, and that is for when we hit 1K subscribers. As soon as we hit 1K subscribers, we're going to pick 2 subscribers that also not only are subscribed, but go to the 1K giveaway video and comment. So if you haven't done that yet and you've been subscribed to my channel, do that. It'll give you a chance at winning a $50 gift card to either PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, or Steam. Right now, we only have two comments on there, and we have 2 cards to give away. So if you get my drift, those 2 people at this time would be the ones winning, because they're the only ones that commented on that video. So basically all you have to do is be a subscriber and comment on that video, and there's your chance at winning a $50 gift card to PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, or Steam. So here's another warning. I'm going to keep saying this in my videos until, you guys can just go ahead over there and comment and subscribe. That is basically it. Also, we are reaching 1K videos too, which will also have a huge video for that. It's very close. Very close. We're like, I think, 24 videos away, 25 videos away. It might even be less than that. It is insane. Okay? I have something huge planned for the 1,000 episode or video for the channel. It's huge, and it's going to be a hassle for me because it's something I put aside for a very long time, but it's got to get done. So that is going to be a massive video on its own. And say I hit 999 videos, I will not upload anything until that video is done, to make sure that that is the 1,000th episode, 1,000th video on the channel. And it's going to take me a while to do. It might take me a day or 2 just to do that. So I might go a couple days without an upload, but that's because I'm working on the big 1,000. So As always, thank you guys for checking out today's video. Remember to leave this video a huge like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.